Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda and welcome to this important episode of Ignition Time. I'll give you the latest status of the stimulus negotiations and where things stand right now. Keep in mind that things are changing very quickly, and my goal is to report news to you as and when it evolves, because this is a very rapidly changing situation. Keep in mind, these are chapters in a book. It's almost like the chapters are being written in real time, and it's it's a book that impacts our lives, and there are a few individuals making decisions that impact the lives of millions of Americans. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the effort that goes into the creation of the content on this channel, the production value, and then releasing the content, the thumbnails, and the titles, and all of that work. Also, please subscribe and enable notifications so you get instant alerts about future important alerts like this moving forward. So let's just jump right in. US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is in the United Arab Emirates right now. He's actually scheduled to come back home tomorrow. And you'll see this tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman over at Politico, who is essentially highlighting the stuff that US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is up to. Apparently, he has a full schedule in the Middle East, but he will be speaking with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi today. And I've talked about this earlier on my channel. Why are the two sides even speaking when the Senate Majority Leader has indicated that he's not going to be able to get the support of a majority of his Senate Republicans? Now, here's some interesting news. This is reported by Sahil Kapoor, and Sahil is essentially a national political reporter at NBC News. And Sahil reported that the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows sounded a bit of a note of caution, if you will, on a stimulus deal. And he said the Senate Republicans have been very vocal in terms of their lack of support of a number that isn't even close to what the president has already supported at the $1.8 trillion range. So this is essentially affirmation that Senate Republicans are not likely to support a $1.8 trillion stimulus bill from the White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. You have the White House Chief of Staff, who literally, sits right next door to the president, saying that, I quote, the Senate Republicans have been very vocal in terms of their lack of support. And you see the tweet on your screen from Sahil Kapoor. The Senate Republicans have been very vocal in terms of their lack of support of a number that isn't even close to what the president has already supported at the $1.8 trillion range. And Meadows also said that there are some in the Senate who would support a White House and Speaker Pelosi deal, but he cannot guarantee that they'll get the number of votes that they want. He cannot guarantee that they'll get to 60. He said that's up to Leader McConnell. That's exactly what White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said. And he also said that President Trump has not, I repeat, has not been calling individual senators because they don't yet know the merits of an eventual deal. So, I would imagine that the government should have all of these pieces lined up, but I guess they're waiting for Mnuchin and House Speaker Pelosi to come to a deal. And White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows also said, and this is important, and by the way, this is a tweet on your screen from Jeff Stein of the Washington Post. This is important. He said that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has agreed to put a bipartisan agreement, once it's reached, between House Speaker Pelosi and U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin to a vote in the Senate despite opposition from Senate Republicans. Now, this is interesting. This is an interesting and important development, because if there is a deal between between the administration and between House Speaker Pelosi, which the reason they're talking is hopefully they're coming to a deal and they're not just stringing each other along and stringing along millions of Americans who are, watching updates like this, who are relying on this kind of money. I know my viewers and subscribers need the stimulus check, need the extension of unemployment benefits. I know that I've been working hard to provide you with this information. I know that for these guys, it's about politics, it's about winning the election, it's about the nomination of the Supreme Court Justice. For us, it's about putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent, because we need quick cash now. And so this is what, as you can see on your screen, the tweet from Jeff Stein or at the Washington Post. Again, this is important. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has agreed to put a bipartisan agreement. Once it's reached, in other words, a deal will be voted on. And if it gets enough votes, it then goes to the president to sign. And at that point, a deal becomes a signed bill, which means it's a law. And then the U.S. Treasury Secretary, can instruct the Treasury to start sending out money. That's how it works. And this is what Mark Meadows said, I quote, McConnell has agreed he's willing to put forth the bill. He'll bring it to the floor and actually have a vote. So this is a big development. This is a big development because now if there is a deal and if it gets voted on in the Senate, the Republican senators who vote against the stimulus on the eve of the election will have to face the wrath of their voters and of their constituents. This is becoming, I mean, this is like the Super Bowl that's going into overtime, except the audience doesn't want it to go into overtime. The audience just wants this to end. This is just where things stand right now. And also, speaking of where things stand right now, Speaker Pelosi and U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin will be speaking at 3 p.m. East Coast time today, 3 p.m. East Coast time today. And I will provide you with the latest information. By the way, just so that you know, 3 p.m. East Coast time is pretty late in the night in the United Arab Emirates. So Steven Mnuchin, regardless of what you think of him, was on the phone yesterday, is going to be on the phone late tonight, trying to get this deal hammered out with Speaker Pelosi. So let's just be hopeful that these two sides come to some sort of an agreement. And where things stand right now is that we have to wait and see whether the two sides do indeed come to a consensus. And the two sides are still speaking. Remember, this is 90 days. Today is 90 days after the talks between the administration and Speaker Pelosi began back in July to extend to provide a second round of stimulus. Keep in mind, the HEROES Act was passed back in May. The updated version of the HEROES Act was passed a few weeks ago. The skinny bill, which was a symbolic vote, which was dead on arrival, was also a few weeks ago. This week, we're going to see votes from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on the extension of the Paycheck Protection Program, $300 a week unemployment benefits, which is not going to get support from the Democrats. That is also setting up at this moment in time that I'm recording this video, that is also setting up to be nothing more than a symbolic vote. And right now, there's a lot of internal calculation going on behind the scenes in DC on Capitol Hill. Republicans on Capitol Hill are actually concerned that U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will come to a deal, and the president will set aside the concerns of the Republicans, because there are Republican senators who don't want to spend that much, and agree to a $2 trillion plus deal. And then that will create a catch-22 situation. Do the Republicans get behind the president and support the president when there are their own political calculations, their own Senate seats at play? I'll be covering that in more detail in another video. So that was the update, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Keep in mind, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. You can get your cell phone out, get on our important SMS alerts list. Simply send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to our SMS alerts list. You can also get added, if you want, to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. Now, here's something important. You can also follow us on Instagram. Simply go to ignition_time. That's our handle on Instagram, and follow us on Instagram. You'll get exclusive news and alerts on Instagram. Speaking of alerts, you'll also get alerts on Twitter. Simply follow us at ignition_time on Twitter. That's ignition_time on Twitter. Also, keep in mind, sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. That's our handle. And you can essentially visit the homepage of our channel, and you can watch the videos at any point in time that you want. You're not dependent on YouTube notifications. So I think that'll be very valuable. Also, keep in mind that if you learn something new from this video, please comment below. You'll find the links in the description section below to all our sources. So you can always check out all our sources, always, every video, in the description section below, so you can research the content for yourself. If you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking like. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I want you to gently tap that subscribe button, and then I want you to ignite that notification button. That would mean a lot to me and the entire team at Ignition Time. And finally, please share this video with friends and family members. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the effort that goes on behind the scenes at this channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.